Welcome to the next episode of Decants with D. This episode brings us to France again. I am Dietmar Ostermann. I'm your host this afternoon, and I'm the regular guy from Long Island. Burgundy red wines, the most important Pinot Noir wine in the world. France, obviously, is a fantastic wine country. Number 2 by output, number 2 by acreage under wine. But the two most important wine regions of France, of the 9 that France has, is Bordeaux and Burgundy. I did a video on Bordeaux earlier. Find the link in my description below. Now, we are going to investigate Burgundy, the some of the most expensive and rare red wines in the world. Now, all of you probably know Burgundy is located on the eastern central side of France. It's south of Dijon, north of Lyon. And the most important Burgundy area for red wine that I want to focus on is the Côte d'Or. And the Côte d'Or separates into the Côte de Nuits and the Côte de Beaune. And the Côte de Beaune is around the town of Beaune. The Côte de Nuits is north of it, where the villages of Givry, Chaponnieres, or Saint-Georges are. In the Côte de Nuits, you have these world-famous wine villages, Vosne-Romanée or Vougeot, where the Clos de Vougeot comes from. You also have in Côte de Beaune the mega villages of Meursault as well as Bouligny-Montrachet. Now, Burgundy, of course, is also known for its white wine in the Chablis area, but also in the Côte d'Or. We are focusing on reds, and of course reds are based on the Pinot Noir grape. In fact, I looked it up, only about 5% of the French wine production is Pinot Noir, and only 5% of the French wine production comes out of Burgundy. But they have a super-sized reputation in the wine world. The simple wine, that is a regional appellation. The more sophisticated wine are village appellations. And then from there you step up to the Premier Crus and the Grand Crus. So for instance, in the Côte d'Or, which includes both Côte de Nuits as well as Côte de Beaune, you have 27 appellations. Those are wine regional areas named specifically for the wine and the terroir differences in those regions. And you find 33 Grand Crus in the Côte d'Or. That's how important it is. The climate in Burgundy is rather cool, particularly cooler in the north, a little bit more moderate in the south. Oftentimes, wine experts would compare the climate in Burgundy to the climate in Oregon, where a lot of the US Pinot Noir production comes from. In California, you have also a number of Pinot Noirs, but it's typically warmer. So the Pinot Noirs are more heavier and Cabernet-like. We are focusing on French Burgundy. You would expect a lighter wine, lighter than a Cabernet, a little bit more of a brilliant color, and you would anticipate more red fruits like a cherry, a raspberry, maybe a little bit of clove, mushroom and hibiscus as secondary and tertiary flavors. Without further ado, let's jump into those wines. The first one I have right here comes from the town of Rouly. Now this wine is actually neither from the Cote de Nuits or Cote de Beaune. It's from the Cote Chalonnaise, which is a little bit further south. Great wines there too in Burgundy. I also have a new piece of equipment here, a top-notch Raiders wine opener from Zwilling, the German top-notch silverware manufacturer. beautiful black wood on the outside. It's a piece of art. From the town of Rouly, Domaine Jacqueson, Les Chaponnieres. Cacao, longtime partner and friend, always ready. So this wine here is a 2019, rather young, and I do have a Pinot Noir crystal glass from the German crystal maker Nachmann. The Pinot Noir glasses, the Burgundy glasses, typically are the biggest. What do I see? I see a beautiful medium ruby red color, elegant lines in the glass indicating medium alcohol content. Overall, a beautiful looking wine. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Oh, beautiful dark berry flavors, dark cherry, pomegranate, maybe hints of rosemary, I think even plum. Elegant, multi-layered aromas, spice, a little bit of pepper, a lot going on in this wine. Quite impressive. Let's give it a whirl. Strawberry on the palate dominant. A little bit of good tannins. Low acidity, low to medium acidity. Medium bodied wine. Very good fruit profile. Quite impressive. The finish is long, elegant, fruity. Ladies and gentlemen, I admit I'm not a big Pinot Noir fan. I also admit I'm not a huge Burgundy fan. But this wine is fantastic. 4.6 right out of the gate. By the way, this wine was rated 4.2 on average at Vivino. The vineyard is located a little bit south of the town of Beaune, $36. And available for those of you in New York City or New Jersey at Gary V's shop at the Wine Library in New Jersey. Okay, contestant number 2. From the town of Givry, first cru, Clos du Cras Long, 2017. $33. It's a 2017 4.3 on Vivino. The color is similar, slightly see-through. Not as brilliant in the color, but a good medium ruby red. The lines in the glass are slightly less. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Strawberry aromas, a little bit of raspberry in there as well. Some cherry. Let's give it a whirl. The wine feels like it has less body than the previous Domaine Jacqueson. The fruit profile is simpler. I do taste the raspberries, but the lack of body doesn't please me as much. The finish is medium, not as long. So overall, I give this wine a 3.8. Third contestant is actually out of the Côte de Beaune. This is the Vandoisey Creusefond from the town of Auxey-Duresses. All right, let's open this baby up. Very interested in this wine. And pour ourselves a good chunk here. Beautiful color. Much lighter, see-through, but brilliant in the color. Brilliant. The lines are elegant and thin, indicating medium alcohol content. A beautiful looking wine, but clearly not as dark as the wine from Rouly. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Not as pronounced, the aromas. A little bit of plum. The fruits are more laid back, not as much in your face, not really pronounced. Let's give it a whirl. Very juicy, very fruity, extremely good balance. A lighter wine, light to medium body, but elegant. Just a notch of acidity. Not too much alcohol. The body is medium. The fruit profile is just elegant, right? Not as much in your face in the aromas, not as much in your mouth all over the place, but a beautiful long finish. It's a nice afternoon wine. Maybe even a cocktail party wine, very elegant. This wine sells for $40 and average Vivino rating 3.9. I give it a 4.5. That is it from Burgundy. My top wine in this tasting is the wine from Rouly, Domaine Jacqueson, Les Chaponnieres, closely followed by, and also by recommendation, the wine from Auxey-Duresses, the Vandoisey Creusefond, southwest of Beaune from the Côte de Beaune. Buy each of them, $40 in my right hand, $36 in my left hand. Great and affordable wines from the French Burgundy.